Guys, let me start with something simple. No matter what you say anymore, you're forced to pick a side. If you say killing civilians is wrong, you're accused of supporting terrorists. If you criticize Israel, you're called anti-Semitic. If you criticize Iran, you're told that you're parroting for intelligence agency propaganda from Assad. If you question Trump, all of a sudden you're a liberal. If you defend Trump, you're a cultist. There's zero nuance that's allowed, no moral consistency allowed, no independent thought allowed. You must choose a tribe or you're treated as the enemy. That reaction alone tells you that this isn't organic, that it's trained and it's set up this way, this whole binary control system, okay? Binary thinking is not natural to reality. Reality is layered, contradictory, and uncomfortable. Binary thinking simplifies realities into two emotional buckets: good or evil, us or them, with us or against us. That's not accidental. Binary thinking removes analysis and it replaces it with reflex. Reflex becomes the loyalty. Oh, my team. And then loyalty becomes obedience. Once a person accepts the binary, truth stops mattering. What matters is who benefits from that statement. And we've seen this with all the things that's going on in the country, as far as, oh man, forget about it, it's a hoax, and all these sort of things. You can't question anything if your team is telling you to. It doesn't matter what aisle you're on. Right? That's the moment that someone stops thinking and starts defending an identity. An identity defense is the easiest thing in the world to manipulate. It's the whole purpose for the manipulation, the control. And here's the first uncomfortable truth people don't want to hear. Most modern political conflict is false opposition. Different rhetoric, different costumes, same outcome. Wars continue no matter who wins elections. Surveillance expands under every administration. Debt grows. Corporate power consolidates. The working population loses ground financially day after day. This should tell you something critical. The system does not run on ideology. It runs on extraction. And extraction requires distraction. A divided population never audits power, right? The leadership can do whatever they want because the populace is divided. A unified population does, and that's unacceptable. So instead of unity around accountability, sovereignty, or class, you're given an identity war. Now, we can talk history, talk about the Roman Empire. They did not fall because of barbarians. It fell because the elite class disconnected from the citizen class while keeping them distracted with spectacle, factionalism, and internal conflict. Bred in circuses, political theater, moral decay at the very top, economic collapse at the bottom. Sound familiar? The Roman citizen was trained to fight other Romans over allegiance, while the Senate extracted wealth and power behind the curtain. Empires do not collapse from invasion first. They collapse from division and exhaustion. And then the invasion happens after. What do you see happening right now? This should be churning something in everyone's mind. That pattern repeats every single time. And here's why people lose their minds when you refuse binary thinking. If someone can say Israel can commit war crimes and Hamas can be evil, okay, Iran can be a threat, and Mossad can manipulate narratives. A politician can do good things and still be compromised. The entire propaganda framework collapses. Why? Because nuance creates independent thinkers. Independent thinkers can't be predicted. They can't be mobilized emotionally on command. They can't be herded like sheep. So nuance is framed as betrayal. You're helping the enemy. You're weakening the cause. You're dangerous. We're going to lose the midterms because of you. No. You're refusing to outsource your conscience. At some point, politics stopped being about policy and became about identity. Beliefs fused with self-worth, opinions fused with morality, disagreement fused with violence. What's happening right now? Violence in the streets. Once identity is hijacked, logic becomes impossible. So you can't even talk to someone. You can't even talk to someone logically. Facts don't matter. Evidence doesn't matter. Only loyalty matters. And that's why people don't debate anymore. They defend. And once defense is triggered, truth becomes irrelevant. The Weimar Republic didn't collapse because of one ideology. It collapsed because the population fractured into irreconcilable camps while economic pressure, humiliation, and chaos mounted. Each side believed the other side was a threat. While they fought each other, power centralized quietly above them. Chaos below, control above. Sound familiar? It's not a conspiracy, guys. It's history. And history always repeats itself, doesn't it? You can see the same framework in almost every civilization that has collapsed. This is the other line that makes people uncomfortable. The real divide has never been left versus right. It is producers versus extractors. It is the governed versus the governing class. It is those who live under the system versus those who profit from it. No matter what they tell you, race is not the divide, religion isn't the divide, political parties are not the divide. Those are tools. Population fighting itself never looks up. They don't. And the moment it does, that game ends. They know that. That's why they stoke it. So the algorithms feed it. And then you hear, but there are bad people on your side. The print strike. It's the laziest counter argument. Okay. Yes, but there's bad people on your side too. Correct. There are bad people everywhere. Corrupt conservatives, corrupt liberals, violent men, manipulative women, predators, liars, cowards, opportunists in every group. Admitting that is not weakness. Pretending your side is morally pure is how movements rot. And cheering them on as they don't even hold the Constitution is wrong. If your worldview collapses when someone points out corruption amongst your own, you don't have principles, you have a cult. Then you hear you're fence sitting. No, fence sitting is indecision. What this is called is pattern recognition. Then you hear, this helps the enemy. Truth doesn't belong to sides. Lies do. You're oversimplifying. No, binaries oversimplify. Reality is layered. And then you hear, oh man, this rhetoric is dangerous. We got to kill it. Anti-Semitic. What's dangerous is a population trained to react emotionally instead of thinking. And then one of my favorite ones, you sound like a conspiracy theorist. History is not a conspiracy. It's a pattern library. Okay. And every one of these arguments avoid engaging in the argument because they can't. They won't. When people, no matter what cult they're in, they can't argue. They get violent. They get upset. The real truth, though, is that when you reject binary thinking, you become dangerous. I'm not saying violent, not saying radical, but just uncontrollable. You stop reacting and you start observing. You judge actions, not tribes or loyalties to your cult. You can condemn evil without pledging allegiance to the other team. You can speak truth without joining the mob. You can stand alone, which terrifies the system built on herd behavior, herd mentality, because that's what they want at the end of the day. They want They want herd mentality. And if you're being pressured to pick a side, it's because both sides benefit from you not seeing the third option. There's never left versus right, never red versus blue, never black versus white, or whatever it is, whatever flag it is this week. It's always been truth versus manipulation. And the fact that this makes people angry tells you everything you need to know, because it does. People are increasingly, I see within my comments section, why are you questioning? You're helping the liberals. No, I just can't see. And they say, well, and I've said the same thing. I've said the same thing too over the years. I've been radicalized at certain points where I would say, oh man, the Democrats, they'll stick together at lockstep no matter what kind of corruption is involved. But does that mean I want to be like them? That I want to back because they do that? I'm not like them. I don't back corruption. I don't back unconstitutional legislation or things that are happening in the world to American citizens. I'm only loyal to one thing: this country, America. Not loyal to any politician, because at the end of the day, what I've seen is that none of them have mine or your best interests at heart. None of them have America's best interests at heart, to be honest. When we look back to the Constitution and these sort of things. And a lot of people say, well, what do we do about it? Well, number one, get your heart right with Jesus Christ. Definitely would recommend that to be your first step, because no earthly man is coming to save you. And the principle of being prepared for hard times is a smart idea. It's not weak. It's not paranoia. It's not fear mongering. It's not rage bait. What it is being prepared for what lies ahead, because things are only going to get worse. Things will get worse before they get worse. Anytime in the history of your life, how many times have you seen politicians come in and say, you know what, hey, let's give them their rights back that we took away? Every hero that comes into office, you know what, let's give them their free speech back. You know, it's been clipped away for a long time. It was heavily cut during the Biden administration. Let's give it back now. You don't hear that. Oh man, the NFA, let's get rid of that. It's unconstitutional. Nope, you don't hear that. But what you will hear is surveillance state. Oh, we need to do this because of the immigrants. We need to spy on every American, just like they did the Patriot Act. So at the end of the day, no politician is coming to save you. No government. Have you ever heard of a good government? Has anybody ever heard it? Man, that government's great. I mean, it's almost an oxymoron. Doesn't exist. I know these are hard things to hear, but what you have to do is get out of binary thinking. It's either this or this. It's not true. The world can be the same. It's like in my video the other day when I was talking about Iran stated on their video, on their television networks, this threat against Trump. Oh, you're running Mossad propaganda. Iran said it. Iran and Mossad can be bad at the same time. Oh man, you want to stop giving money to Ukraine? You must be for Russia. Why are you still asking about the Epstein list? You must be a Democrat. We didn't expect Biden to release the names. We didn't. Get it out of binary thinking. It's how they control us. We have to become uncontrollable, ungovernable. It's why patriots every day sign off on their rights being removed, because the good guy said so. Or giving up money to the IRS, where it goes into a pot of absolute nonsense, government waste, and no one's being held accountable. And anytime that a politician does show up and try to hold some accountability, they get targeted. Hopefully, anyone who thought that this was it's either this or that, is changing their mind after this video. It's my goal and my mission to do that. These are serious things. Serious things. The control, the division mechanisms that are in play, they're working. They're working better than ever. It's a fine old machine now. When you see politicians who are supposed to be on opposing sides of the aisle having dinner and drinks together and hanging out together, but they'll go on social media and talk trash about each other, that should put you on notice. It should. Anyway, guys, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. We're going to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous, because nobody is coming to save you. Black Scout.
2, 3. 1, 2.